Let me go to questions real quick. Jeff, is there anything here? Any other questions in here in the group?
Yes, we have. Do you have an opinion on standardized testing with regards to diverse hiring? Do you see standardized testing as a potential barrier to diverse hiring efforts?
Ciera, you want to tackle that one?
I personally am not in favor of any type of standardized testing in regards to hiring. I think that there are some personality assessments that you can use that really demonstrate a slight towards being non-biased. Those do exist. But if you're going to do any type of testing where bias has clearly been demonstrated in the way they calculate their results, I would say that's not a fit for a good diverse population or pipeline.
Yeah, I think with the standardized tests, you just have to make sure that they've been vetted to make sure that they don't have some adverse impact. What I would say is more appropriate would be, certainly if you're using a standardized test, it shouldn't be used as part of the hiring decision, but it's part of a development plan that goes into somebody that gets hired. Where testing is appropriate and skills-based interviewing is appropriate is if you have a job and it's a software developer job, then certainly by all means give people specific examples that'll specific actions that'll allow you to evaluate their skill in that area. I think those are places that and I'd love to get your thoughts on that, Ciera, but I think you can do that skills-based work. It's just the standardized tests are a little bit problematic depending on the demographic.
Skills-based testing, absolutely love it, completely fine. But other types of testing, aptitude testing, I've seen some organizations do testing that truly measure people's reading competency levels or math competency levels, and they truly had no bearing thereafter on their job. And I can tell you, when I go in and I consult with organizations on this, stereotypically, right, what you see is that candidates who don't have English as their first language struggle and don't do well on these tests. Students who were raised or grew up in another country, right, don't do well on these tests. And so now you end up weeding out diverse talent for things that truly are not going to impact their day-to-day function on the job.
Yeah, no, great point. Jeff, I know I want to be cognizant of the time. Is there another, I think we can take one more question and then we'll go to some of the final.
Yeah, so I've already posted in the group that if we do not cover a particular question, we will get the answers out to them. So they'll still get those responses. What are your thoughts on how important retention is as regards to diverse talent?
Yeah, you know, a lot of times it's easy to go straight to recruiting when something comes up around diversity, but retention, I think retention starts with recruiting. So retention of the people that have come in and your existing workforce is critical because you've got to be able to keep people, right? You never get any net adds in the company if you're bringing them in and they're leaving twice as fast. And so retention is so critical. Ciera, I'd love to get your thoughts on the retention question.
Yeah, so for me, for diverse candidates, I mean, really and truly in any employee engagement situation, but specifically for diverse candidates, if your diverse candidates are running out the door, team, you are losing, right? You are not doing what you need to. And you really have to step back and say, what are we not doing as an organization, right? Whenever we run any type of retention statistics, engagement statistics, employee survey results, you always want to break down your data by demographic. So people of color, women, age, all of those things to make sure that you have accounted for where the turnover really is happening and then drill down into why it's happening that way. If all of your Black employees are leaving, if all of your female employees are leaving, what is the problem? Are there harassment incidences in the place, right? Are there ER issues? Are you not building an inclusive environment? Are people being excluded on work projects? People not being valued in the workplace? You are doing something to drive people away, and leadership has to say, this is not about recruitment. This is about the environment and the culture we're creating at the company.
No, it's great.